This video is brought to you by CYBERPOWERPC. Check the link below for more details. Hi everyone, welcome back to JoanneTechLover. I'm Joanne, and today I'll be going over this Corsair CS850M 850W power supply. The CS series power supplies are also available in the 450W, 550, 650, and 750W variants. So there's plenty to choose from. And this is also another piece to my next epic gaming editing build, so watch out for that. Let's take a look at some of the box details before we head on inside. So it is ERP compliant, which means it's energy efficient, and these days a lot of things are green. And then you also get a 3-year warranty, and it's 80+ gold certified, which means at 20% load you get 87% efficiency, 50% load you get 90% efficiency, and at 100% load you get 87% efficiency. Now let's go ahead and turn it around to the back for a couple more items that I want to go over. So over here, it says that the PSU has support for low power modes from the 4th gen Intel Core processors, which will be perfect since this is going into my new build. And here's a look at the power chart. It's a single plus 12 volt rail design at 70.8 amp and has a total power of 850 watts. Here's a look at everything that comes in the box, including the power supply, which I will go over in more detail in just a bit. But first, let's take a look at some of the modular cables as well as other accessories. So first up is a important safety information guide, as well as a warranty guide. And they've even included a bag of mounting screws. I mean, that's normal, but as well as zip ties for you, because they know that you're going to be cleaning up those cables if you're building with it. That was very thoughtful of Corsair. And then, of course, you get your power cable. Here's a look at the modular cables first. And as you can tell, all of them are flat black cables, which are really great because it helps save space as well as keeps temperatures low because there's no clutter. Awesome. Anyway, so you get 2 PCIe cables, and each cable has 2 PCIe 6+ 2-pin connectors, so that makes 4 total, plenty for multi-card setups. And then you also get 2 SATA cables. So each SATA cable has 4 SATA connectors. That makes a total of 8. Plenty of drives you can plug in. And then you get Molex cables, of course. 4 Molex connectors on each, making it 8 total Molex plugs. And last but not least, we have these 2 little guys. So what are these? Well, these are Molex 2 floppy adapters in case you're still using that more legacy setup. And what's really cool about this is I usually see this little floppy plug on the end of a Molex cable, for example, like this one, which is just kind of like dangling. So if you're not using it, which I don't think I ever will, maybe, it's very cool that they included adapters. And now for a look at the non-modular cables that are directly connected into the power supply. First up is the 20+ 4-pin main power connector, and even though it's sleeved, would have liked the cables to have been black and flat. That would have matched the other modular cables very well. But here is a 4+ 4-pin CPU connector with black flat cabling like the modular cables, which is definitely a perk. And the CPU power cable is 650 millimeters or 25.5 inches or 2.1 feet long. So you get some reach for when you're plugging this into your motherboard. Here's a closer look at the power supply. As for dimensions, it measures 160 millimeters or 6.2 inches along this edge, 150 millimeters or 5.9 inches along this edge, and it's 3.3 inches tall or deep, or 86 millimeters. As for the weight, it comes in at 2.47 kilograms or 5.45 pounds, and it's a bit heavy. Yes. And as for the material, I like that it's got this textured finish. It feels grippy, it looks good, and it's mostly in black, except for a Bitto green right here on the CS850M logo, and I like that the logo is attached in such a way that it'll show upright no matter how you orient it, with the fan on the bottom or the top. This power supply comes with a 140 millimeter fan with the Corsair logo in the middle, and some of you might be rejoicing because of these sales. Now let's move it around to this end. And next to the non-modular cables, we have the connection points for the modular cables included in the accessories, and I like that, like the cables, the connection points are also labeled so you know exactly where to plug in everything. Now then, let's go on to this side. Here we have your power port and power switch, as well as some honeycomb ventilation for cooling. Now, one last thing is that if you ever forget or need to know, here is another look at the power chart. That wraps up this look on the Corsair CS850M 850W power supply. If you like what you saw and you want to see more like it, be sure to hit the like, comment, and subscribe buttons, as well as follow me on social media. JoanneTechLover Facebook fan page, JoanneTechLover again on Twitter, and JoanneTechLover once more on Instagram. Also, please don't forget to hit the donate button so it can help expand this channel and feed this techie. Also, I started up a new channel called JTL Lifestyle where I talk about everyday random gadgets for you, for me, for everyone. So go ahead and check that out. And one last thing is storeenvy.com where you can go ahead and purchase my 8.5 by 11-inch autograph prints. I guess all that's left to say is, mwah! See you next time!